7th, surrounding yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with people who are going to lift you higher. Oprah Winfrey: you're surrounded by negativity. Everywhere you look, no matter which way you turn, you'll see negative people. You'll hear negative comments. Even your own mind has its share of negative thoughts. When you let all the negativity get to you, that's all you see. It's like being surrounded by massive, black smoke and you can't see what's beyond it. You can't even see what's right in front of you. You drown yourself in pessimistic thinking. You can't get a handle on your fears, you let it control you instead. Every time your mouth opens, you utter words of doom and gloom. You think nothing good will ever happen to you. And with that kind of mentality, you're probably right. If you can't see the good side of things, even in bad situations, then you're practically hopeless. You won't know when the opportunity comes knocking on your door, you won't recognize it even if it hits you in the face. So, how do you fight such a ubiquitous presence? Here's how: by surrounding yourself with positivity, you can keep negativity at arm's length. Take charge of your thoughts. Yes, it's possible to take charge of your thoughts. They're not involuntary at all unless, of course, you choose to let your thoughts ramble on their own. Which really isn't that great of an idea, especially if most of your thoughts are the negative kind. To start taking control of your thoughts, you need to be self-aware at all times. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, put a stop to it right away. Tell yourself, stop. Then do a quick 180. So, instead of going to a negative direction, your thoughts will be going in a positive direction. When you start thinking, I can't possibly, admonish yourself and say something like, I can and I will, here's what I'll do to make sure I get there. It's such a simple thing to do, really. The trick is to catch yourself in the act of thinking negative thoughts. When you do this often enough, you'll find you've turned it into a positive habit. When it's become so ingrained in you, you'll find yourself thinking positively all the time, and you'll finally put a stop to your negative thoughts. Project positivity like attracts like. So, if you want more external positive energy coming into your life, you need to think of ways you can start projecting positivity to the outside world. For starters, you can start using positive words. You can draw up a list of positive words you want to use frequently. Use these positive words and phrases in your conversations with others, and also when you're conversing with yourself. When you say positive things, even if you don't believe in them at first, sooner or later, you'll start believing what you say. Another thing you can do is to smile more often. When you smile, you appear friendlier to others. When you smile genuinely, you appear happier and more attractive to everyone around you. Think about it. Who do you gravitate towards? Someone smiling and happy, or someone unsmiling and dour? I bet you'd approach the smiling person first. So, if you want to make new friends, simply learn how to smile more. You should also start practicing gratitude. Think of things you're thankful for in your life. Thank your loved ones. Thank people who've made a difference in your life, no matter how small it may have been. They'll appreciate it, and it will help strengthen your bond with other people. Positive people are everywhere, but it's going to be hard to attract them to your life if you keep up with your negativity. Sure, some kind soul may take pity on you and try to reform you on their own, but sooner or later, your negativity's going to get to them. When that happens, they'll be bolting for the door. They wouldn't want your negativity to rub off on them. So, the first thing you have to do is to make sure you master the art of taking control of your thoughts. Take a deep breath whenever you feel like the negativity's going to burst out of you anytime soon. Erase your thoughts and try to imagine something serene, like a rainforest or the ocean or whatever mental image makes you feel calm. When you learn to master your emotions, and you start projecting positivity, you'll find positive people will be making a beeline towards you. Cultivate these new relationships. They'll support you and cheer you up whenever you feel down. Now, positive people aren't perfect either. But they're not going to hide their dark side. Instead, they look for ways to heal it. They acknowledge their mistakes and their failures, and they try to take something away from the experience. Learn from positive people and follow their lead. They've been in your shoes and they certainly know how to keep their negativity in check. Surrounding yourself with positivity will take time. Keep your self-awareness high at all times. Sooner or later, you'll find that positivity will have taken hold of your life. With positivity, you'll find it much easier to deal with all the obstacles and challenges that'll come your way as you work towards your ultimate goal: freedom and happiness. 8. Seeking out freedom. Instead of trying to make your life perfect, give yourself the freedom to make it an adventure, and go ever upward. Drew Houston. Seeking out freedom and wanting to live life on your own terms is a wonderful goal. You will no longer be limited by time or money, and you'll be free to do as you wish. However, before you even start chasing this dream of yours, ask yourself what's going to happen after you achieve it. Will you find freedom fulfilling? Will you finally achieve true happiness? You may say yes without really thinking things through. Who wouldn't want that kind of freedom, right? When you finally become your own boss and you're not indebted to anyone or anything, you may be beyond ecstatic. But sometimes, you do have to be careful of what you wish for. What comes next after freedom? The truth is that many people fail to understand what freedom will truly mean for them. People who don't plan everything through are usually the ones who fall victim to this. If you don't plan everything through, that is, you only planned how you're going to achieve freedom but not how you're going to spend your time after you've achieved that freedom, then you may end up regretting your decision. Here's an example. You've been slaving away at your job for years and all you really want to do is work at home. So, you plan out how you're going to achieve your freedom and finally be your own boss. A few years later, you've saved up enough money and you feel comfortable enough to leave your job. However, in your newly found freedom working from home, you suddenly realize it's not all it's cut out to be. You realize you didn't plan well enough on how you're going to structure your days without somebody telling you what to do. You didn't have the right mindset going into this, so you're probably going to hate it eventually. You'll spend your days procrastinating and spending all the money you've saved. Sooner or later, the money's going to run out. And you'll realize you were better off working for somebody else, so you go back to your old cage called employment. So, you see, if you don't plan how you're going to live your life after you've achieved freedom, then you're going to fail big time. You'll say freedom wasn't meant for you, which in essence, is true. Freedom is for people who can handle being free. It's for people who have the discipline to live their life as planned. It's not for the lazy and the undisciplined, people who are not willing to put in the work in their free and unencumbered life. The good news is you really don't need to go back to your life in the cage. You can still turn your life around. Just adjust your mindset and start living your life with a much higher purpose. Living life with a purpose when you've got too much free time on your hands, and you're not used to having that much freedom, then you could end up bored or you could go crazy. This is why it's important that when you plan a life of freedom, you also plan what comes after you finally achieve freedom. For many, the answer is by living their free life with a fulfilling purpose. It can be anything you want, really. But for most people, their idea of a fulfilling life means the ability to help others. They want to make an impact on other people's lives. Living life with such a noble purpose is simply amazing. Imagine yourself devoting your time and your resources to help others, so they too can live a somewhat enjoyable life. There are many people who live their lives like this. They don't care about accolades or awards or monetary rewards. These people have so much love in their hearts and their selflessness is truly something to behold. Freedom gives you a wonderful opportunity to pursue your own future. But it doesn't have to be all about you. In fact, if you make your freedom all about you, you'll find freedom will get old pretty fast. Self-absorbed and self-centered people don't get a lot of love in real life, and it can get lonely when everyone starts avoiding you because of your arrogance. So, when you finally achieve the freedom you're seeking right now, don't just think about yourself. Think about others, too. The majority of people aren't going to be as lucky as you.